Again, do it again.
French?
Attends,
wait, do I look good?
Ah, you do. Now you do. Put some bloopers in the video.
2 hours. That was awesome.
I'll just bloop.
So, it means a lot of people. So 3.5 years ago, I was already in South Africa, in Africa. So I was working in London, and like one day I was like, I want to travel the world like this, and so I decided to tell my boss that I'm going to be away for a year and I'm going to travel the world. So first thing I did, I decided to go to Ethiopia because I always wanted to go there, and so I booked a flight to go to Ethiopia, to Addis Ababa, and I spent a month and a half there, and then from Addis I took a flight to Johannesburg, and then I rented a car from Brits, and from Johannesburg I drove all the way to Cape Town along the coast. And then I went to Namibia, and when I was crossing the border into Botswana. But when I crossed the border into Botswana, we were April 2020.
Whoa.
And for a month, I had no idea about COVID. I've got goosebumps every time I tell the story.
Yo.
Because, so I had no idea. So when I crossed the border, I could see people were weird, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so yeah, because they were all like wearing white things and stuff. I was like, very modern, my gosh. But no, it was because of COVID. But I had no idea. And then I found out about COVID. My parents, I think they wanted to kill me. And then I received so many calls from the French embassy based in Pretoria, because there is no French embassy in Botswana. Now there is one since less than a year, but at the time no. So they told me, go back to Gaborone, you have to go there and to lockdown and stuff, and the lockdown started already in Botswana actually. So I stayed with a Tswana family in Gaborone, in Maraopula, and the rental company from Johannesburg, they came to fetch the car. And so I was backpacking again, and basically during this time I built a very strong love with Africa, and I realized everything about my life before. I'm like, that's not what I want. Like, I really love Africa, but anyway. So I've refused 13 repatriations to Europe.
How many?
13.
Sure.
I had to hide, so I didn't give anything to the French embassy. I cut the link with the French embassy. But they found out, and they forced me to be repatriated. They came with a bus with military and other people also in Botswana. Yeah, nobody knows the story. And to pick me up, me and other people, European people, and they brought us to Pretoria. The next morning, 5 a.m., we were on a plane back to Amsterdam. And I had to pack all my stuff. I had to say goodbye to my family and stuff, my Tswana family. So it was very hard. And so I decided, then in Amsterdam, they gave me 2 options. Do you want to be back to Paris or to London? Because I'm from France, but I'm based in London. So I went back to London, and I built a giant rage against this whole process of repatriation. So I was okay. You don't want me to stay in Africa, I'm going to buy my car, I'm going to buy my Hilux, and I'm going to drive back to Africa. So that's how it started. So then, since then, I started to drive through the Middle East, but then because of the Ukraine war and many things, the container was not very sure from the Middle East to Africa. So I was okay, plan B. Someone called me, he's like, okay, I've got a space for a 20-feet container from Germany. So from Germany, I had to go in 4 days to drive 10,000 kilometers from eastern Turkey at the border with Iran to Hamburg in Germany. I put my car in the cargo shed. I was And and I arrived in Hamburg. They put my car on the cargo ship, and I waited for Rafiki for 45 days. And then Rafiki finally arrived in Cape Town, and I will always remember this day because I was crying when they opened the container. I wanted to open myself. I was threatening them. I opened the container. I was there, okay. And then they opened. I saw Rafiki. And South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania again, Malawi, Zambia again, Botswana again, Namibia, South Africa, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, but you don't know yet on Instagram, and Botswana again, and South Africa again. So it's in total, I'm now reaching 44,000 kilometers since January 2022.
44,000.
I'm reaching 45,000 very soon. Yeah, so now the plan, to answer your question, is I'm not sure about it yet, because it's a big decision, it's a lot of money, it's my savings and my money is running out, so I need to be very wise. I can't find a work in South Africa, so now I'm okay, I'm going to drive back to Europe, but on the way, because I don't want to have a normal life again, I don't want to have my life from before. So I'm hoping inside that something can happen on the way. I'm very positive. And so the plan now is to do my best, to find a good quotations and to put Rafiki on the cargo ship from South Africa to Jebel Ali in Dubai, and then to drive through the whole Middle East, so Emirates, Oman, Yemen, Saudi, Jordan, Israel, Iraq, Syria, and then back to Turkey. That's the option number one I really want to do. If it doesn't work out, the option is I don't waste any more time. I drive through the West Coast, so through both Congos, Cameroon, Nigeria, Togo, Benin, all these things through Western Sahara and Morocco, and then put Rafiki on a very small ferry from Tanger in Morocco to Spain, and then I reach the European continent. My favorite option would be the Middle East, because I'm very close to the Muslim culture, and I like when things are very, very different and rich. After Africa, you can't, I'm going to be rude, but you can't go to South America or the United States. Africa, people, they don't really understand because they don't really know Africa, especially from the Western world. Sorry to be rude, but I've experienced it, and I promise you, this continent is unique. I haven't traveled anywhere, everywhere in the world, right? But this continent is so strong and intense in everything. Intense with love, intense with wildlife, intense with problems, intense with cultures, with everything. It's double. And so I want something more or less the same level, and I think Middle East is going to be challenging, and I want challenge.
So why Hilux?
Why? Because the car I rented when I was in Johannesburg was a Toyota Hilux. But the difference is I had a single cab Toyota Hilux, and I didn't want a single cab again. Why? I wanted a Hilux for sure, but not a single, because I'm a woman, I'm alone, I look young. That's sometimes a problem, let's be realistic, anywhere in the world. So, and with the rental one, I couldn't, the passenger seat, I couldn't lay down because it's single cab. I needed a safer place than a rooftop tent if I need to sleep somewhere quickly, or my goal is anywhere I sleep, I've got safety tricks and stuff, safety tips. The driver's seat is always clear. There is nothing on it, underneath, nothing. Even in the rooftop tent, if I need to rush it, I want to be able to jump in the cab to drive. Okay. So when I sit inside, it's even more. I need to do this on the other seat and to drive. So, yeah. So everything is basic, but I thought about
Function.
everything in my car. And to be honest, when I build my car, or when I just put like some boxes and stuff at the very beginning, today, 19 months later, it's the same place for everything, because everything, I'm happy with everything I thought at the very beginning.
So you know where it is, you know where it goes.
Everything. Oh, it's more than my boyfriend.
There we go.
Oh no, it's more. It's Rafiki is every time I talk about Rafiki, I want to cry. No, I love this car. That's so.
So why did you go for a hike? That's cool.
This is not the acting part.
No, I'm acting now. I'm acting. I'm pretending. I pretend a lot. And this car is not a car for me. This car is my tool to realize a dream. It's like everything.
It's your partner.
It's much more. It's like, it's the bond I have with my car. I know it sounds very superficial, but it's, I can't even put words on it. Every time I see my car in the morning, now I live in a house, I'm just since 10 days I'm with people, every morning I go to see Rafiki. And even like my friend James is like, but Charline, you saw it, like it's fine, it's in the parking. I'm like, no, I just need to see it. And I see it, even now when I talk to you, I see it now. And it's just, it's beautiful, because when I see Rafiki, I see the doability of this adventure.
And?
I buy it.
Better?
So good. Oh yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah, that's great.
That's the engineer.
Yeah, there we go, there we go.